As a person who's experienced depression and social anxiety before, I tend to think of it as an evil duo. A team of mental illness whose only goal is to destroy you in every emotional way possible, until you can't handle it anymore. And don't get me wrong, it sucks, and I think some of you know what I mean. But I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. In fact, when it comes to social anxiety and depression, I'm kind of very familiar with them. For example, every day when I go to lunch and sit down at a table, I always try to find a table that's empty so I can sit alone. And when someone does sit at my table, I think to myself, what are you doing here? Please go away. I wish to be alone. Because that's how serious my social anxiety is. In fact, when it comes to depression playing a role in my head, I see it as a picture frame reminding me that I'm alone. And that's a problem, because I do want to make friends. I really do. But it's just hard because whenever I do talk to somebody or get done talking to somebody, I just think to myself, could I have done better? Was my tone of voice okay? Oh god, I wish I could have just tried again. I wish I could have just had something to talk about. And I believe that's something that not only high school students experience, but also, well, everyone. Not to mention that on average, over 9% of teens have social anxiety disorder. And to be honest, I wouldn't argue if I was a part of that group, which I probably am. And another time that I've experienced this sort of anxiety was when I was paying a visit to my workplace that had a grand opening. It's a local restaurant, so you guys probably won't heard of them, but I won't mention their name for legal purposes. I was saying hi to my coworkers, and to be honest, I didn't have much to talk about, and neither did them. Except for just saying hi and how are you and all that stuff. But when the conversation was over, not gonna lie, I was literally shaking. Not just because we didn't have much to talk about, but because my mind was like, what the heck was that? Which is probably a pretty good example of my point of view, not gonna lie. But Jaden, how does depression play into this? All you've been talking about is how you're nothing but a scared. Well, I'm gonna tell you. Remember how I said depression plays a role in my head telling me that I'm alone? Well, let me just cram that quote into your head a little bit more. People who have social anxiety most times like to be alone. But however, there are times of where we wish we had someone to talk to. For example, if something bad was going on in the family, like a divorce or an argument, we don't have anyone to talk to. And we just kind of feel stuck. Not to mention the pandemic. Oh boy, here we go. The pandemic has some huge effects on people these past few years, such as losing ones that we loved and not being able to go out, socialize with our friends, leaving us trapped, scared, and alone. Social anxiety is a serious matter, especially among teens and high schoolers, which is why I ask, please, let's bring attention to these people and help them out the best to their ability. And there's probably some of you out there like, I don't believe you have social anxiety, why should I believe you? Well then, answer me this. Why did I make this video alone?